Hello and welcome back to Loquitur Gaming. I'm continuing on with my playthrough of Role Player Adventures. So in the last episode I finished up Adventure 1, but I still have a little bit to do as far as the end of that one because I need to advance the characters. So I've got the 5 market decks out here, so the first thing I'm going to do while I talk about a little more wrap up here is shuffle these. So I did decide to give the Gray Matter card to our construct character, Kheiron, I think is how you say the name. I don't even know. It's Kheiron, K-Iron. I don't know. I'll shuffle all of them first, and then we'll flip over the top cards and look at them. I decided to give the Gray Matter card, which is a spent card, but it adds a random card, or it adds a random die from the bag, because and this one's easy to pronounce, Newton Puddlewalker, our Frogkin character on this side, already has a card where he can draw 2 purple dice out of the bag. It's a spent card, but he has a way of getting more dice out of the bag already. And we do have one draw a random die and set it as a 5, but we also have a draw a random die and set it as a 6 over here. So I think that was the right thing to do. At first, I kind of thought, I was like, well, let me see what comes up in the market and see what I'm going to be able to afford and then decide who's going to get the Gray Matter card. But I think I had to give the Gray Matter card out when I got it. So I don't think that would have been entirely in line with the rules if I had waited to go to the market. One other thing, in the last video, I had some questions about comboing cards, and I did get a couple of comments. Thank you for those comments that thought that yes, you could do that. And then since then I have also looked at some threads on Board Game Geek, and those discussions on there seem to reiterate that yeah, you can combo cards together. So treating a die is not just when the die is placed onto the like spot on the skill check or the combat card. Treating it is like then from that point forward you're treating it as that color. So you can switch it from color to color like I comboed. Okay, so let's look at the top card of all these market decks. All right. So we've got a spell book here. We can add or subtract to a white die, which seems pretty good. I like being able to manipulate the actual number. We can change any die into blue or purple. We're not Vargar, so we do not get the discount on this one. Let's actually see how much gold we have. We've got 10 gold up here. So this one would cost 6. The spell book was 5. Here, this is an 8 minus charisma. Manipulate. So we could flip a purple or a white. We already have the ability to flip a white here and flip a black or a purple here. So probably not going to be buying this one. It's 8 minus charisma, so it would cost 6 for Newton to buy. Brimstone, we could get a red die. We already have a lot of red points, and we can change any color die into red or white. So I don't know about Brimstone either. Oh, this is a nice card. I think we're buying this. Ring of Charity. Move a card from your discard space or spent space to another player's hand, and it only costs 4. It is a spent card. I like that because then you can get these cards that raise or lower a value back into somebody else's hand. So you could manipulate a die 2 numbers, and since you can flip a die and be able to manipulate it up or down 2, you should be able to get to any number. So the actual next step in advancing the characters is visiting the Adventurous Guild and spending our XP. My plan for spending the XP: you can spend there's a mastery track here. I know you can't see the numbers, but this first section here, each box has a 3 in it. So if we spend 3 XP, each character can get 1 point in a skill, which is what we're going to do. We're going to spend 3 XP, locate my pencil, which is here. So I was thinking about this quite a bit. It doesn't make any sense to have odd numbers of... I shouldn't say it doesn't make any sense. At this point with 2 characters, I think it's more smart to have an even number of cubes in an attribute, because then you can combine those, because it costs 2 to get a die, right? So does that mean that we level up into the same thing with both characters each time? I don't know if that's the best way to go or not. We have a combined 4 in red, 2 in black, 4 in green, and then 2 in each of the other ones. Now, interestingly enough, this manipulation on the purple and white is cheaper with charisma. But I think what I want to do is buy the spellbook and the Ring of Charity, so I'm not really too concerned about the charisma, because this would be a total of 9 gold, 5 and 4. I also can sell cards. I just don't know if there's any cards that I want to sell. This is the armor spot here. We did not get anything that matches our current armor set. We have leather on this side and chain on this side. All right, so what I think I'm going to do... since I'm getting the ability to manipulate white dice, I've got some more white dice manipulation. I don't really have a whole lot of black dice manipulation, so upping dexterity actually is probably not the best thing. All I've got is a reroll for black, and nothing came up here for black. So I think what I'm going to do, I don't know, is maybe just go for wisdom. 1 point in wisdom for each of them. Because I can get purple dice here. I don't really need a whole lot more charisma, unless it's going to be for like discounts and stuff. Yeah. So this 2 becomes a 3. And just so I don't forget, because I've already kind of done the setup, we'll add a cube there. And we'll get some wisdom on this side. So now we have the ability to get 2 white dice by spending our stamina. We've got 3 XP left. I could do that again if I wanted to. And maybe I actually do. Maybe we should go for another point of intelligence and get some blue. So we could increase characters' health, actually. It costs 1 XP if their health is less than 25, or 2 if it's more than 25. The combat dice limit is the current combat dice limit plus 5, so that would be 8. We didn't have enough to do that. The party's bonus play limit, to get another one of these discs. Current play limit, which is 2, plus the current bonus play limit plus 5, so that's also 8. We wouldn't have been able to afford that. Or we could go for another point. Right now, I think I like getting dice more than having more health. So actually, I need to mark off 1 mastery there. I'm just going to spend the rest of it on another. And without hemming and hawing, I'm just going to go for intelligence. So 3 and 1. So we need another one there and 1 there. All right. So now we can visit the market. I don't want to sell any cards. I already talked about buying the spell book and the Ring of Charity for 9, so we'll have 1 left over. All right, we've got our titles. Our favors are marked. Okay, so that's it. Who's buying what? I think I'm going to go with the Ring of Charity for Newton, so that once he plays his spiked club, we can move it over into Kieran's hand, and on the same turn be able to manipulate a red die twice, up or down twice. So we'll go Ring of Charity here, and maybe I actually want to do the spellbook over here also then for that same reason. If I need to play or manipulate a white die, it can go from Newton to Kieran, right? To be able to play again the same turn. I think that makes the most sense. We've already got 2 manipulation dice on this side. Yeah, so Newton's hand's getting a little bit bigger. But we did add the gray matter. Okay. I'm going to sleeve these real quick, take the market off the board, so I'm going to throw in a cut, and then we'll finish the setup. Be right back. Okay, so we are on Adventure 2, Tehran's Trophy by James Ryan. So set up the adventure map. We've got the adventure map there. We got to put 1 XP on each lettered location. We've got A, B, C, and D. And then just another quick note, because it's not going to be in this list, but we do have in our Dreamweaver backstory in Adventure 2 at location C, we've got some backstory stuff to look at here. And the backstory rules say that when you get to a choice in the book where it says you can move to another location, you should go do the backstory thing first. And you're supposed to do that before you rest or use items. So I think it's like as soon as you can have the choice to move to another location, you got to deal with the backstory. Place golden XP on the party journal equal to the... So we didn't record the values because I just had them on the board already. Title cards are there. Bonus play token is there. 3 favors are where they're supposed to be. Each player's hands of cards. Each player's class card face up. Fill your attribute rows, which I was doing while we were leveling up. And then here, this is probably the last part of the adventure specific thing. We need tokens 1, 2, 3, and 4. That we're going to randomize here in the most scientific randomization method known to man, and then put them out here on the map. So lots of encounters this time. And your adventure begins. The Dragul invasion has ended, but your regiment marches north into the swamps where the Dragul continue to plot against Nalos. While your fellow soldiers head to battle, you have been sent to the halfling town of Jolev on orders from King Tehran to fetch the head of a giant troll. The coast here is lined with grassy bluffs and sandy beaches. A light breeze carries the smell of the sun-warmed sea. There's a slight smokiness in the air, and you recall with keen anticipation Jolev's reputation for producing the finest flavored hams in all of Nalos. Place your party marker on location A. Party marker onto location A. Read entry A. If you have the keyword Esther, go to A6. We don't. We don't have any keywords. We just started. If there's no XP, there is. Otherwise, collect the XP and continue reading. Yay, XP. Standing alone in the town square, the mayor welcomes you to Jolev. Sorry for this humble greeting, he says, but everyone is in hiding. He gestures around, and you see that boards cover the windows of every shop but the blacksmith's. Several second-floor shutters are cracked open so that curious eyes can watch you. Thank heavens for the king's guard, shouts the mayor, hoping his citizens will hear. We place our troubles in your capable hands. The mayor exits, windows close. The blacksmith's hammer rings out a lonely sound. As you cross the empty cobblestone square, you find an old staff sling. Reveal discovery card 93. That was quick. This is a huge stack of cards. 103 to be exact. Unless there's duplicates, I guess. I did see duplicates in one of those decks. Okay, 93. Staff Sling. Oh, I like it when they don't cost fatigue. So, nothing too special. I guess maybe we can use it against the troll, probably. If there's only one character in your party, read A7. There's not. You interview the blacksmith, Rose, and notice that she wears a ring with an eye-shaped insignia. You recognize it as the mark of the Starlit Door, a secretive group researching the ancient mysteries of Nalos. Rose tells you that the young Esther Dunegrass has gone missing. Many fear that she was taken by the troll. The Dunegrass farm lies along the western road. Esther was last seen at the beach to the east. I'm nearly done here, she says. Come back later and I'll have something to sell. Oh. Reveal title card 12. Title cards 107. Title card 12. Is Smith's Hammer. Rose, the halfling blacksmith, welcomed you to Jolev and offered to sell you weapons in her shop. She wore a mysterious ring with an insignia of the Starlit Door. We can either use an item or move to another location. Well, since it does not cost anything, I think we can inspect the item. So let's go to A93. A93. You look around Jolev to see if anyone is missing a staff sling. The blacksmith Rose just shrugs. Go ahead and keep it, she says. Use another item, rest, or move to another location. We don't have any other items to use. We can't rest, so I guess we will go to the ancient chapel, but we're going to have an encounter on the way. So we put this book aside and we flip it over to see what it is. It is encounter number 1. I don't remember if we're instructed to remove those or if we just automatically remove it. We'll see what the book says. All right, we are on adventure 2-1. You hear a horrible squeal and run to discover a pig lying in a ravine. It must have fallen and broken a leg. It writhes in pain and fear. The pig is pink with dark spots, one of which resembles a black swan. You cannot see the whole ravine clearly from where you stand because of a rocky overhang that obscures most of the ravine floor. You hear a rustling sound coming from beneath it. See if you can help the pig, it says combat, or investigate the overhang. Dexterity and Constitution. Well, we have a lot of Constitution. Let's investigate the overhang. Wait. You cannot see the whole ravine clearly from where you stand because of a rocky overhang that obscures most of the ravine floor. You hear a rustling sound coming from beneath it. Help the pig or investigate the overhang. I think, yeah, let's investigate the overhang. 2-6. Although we're good at combat also. Yeah, just investigate the overhang. 2-6. As you approach the overhang, you notice the pincer of a giant scorpion. Uh-oh. It must have stung the pig as bait, hoping to catch a farmer in its trap. You duck behind a rock and wait. In time, the creature will need to sting its bait again. If you remain hidden, you can take the scorpion by surprise. So the skill check is Concealment 1 with no modifiers. Go to the book. Concealment 1. Dice limit is 4. All right. Is there a good way for me to mark that? That was the story entry. Black 3, green 2, black or green 5. I'm going to go all in here and get 2 green, so that's 2 cubes, and 2 cubes from this side, 2 cubes from this side for green, so that's 2 green dice. Two green, and I spent 1 from the dexterity to get 1 black, the 1 from each side for dexterity to get a black die. And our dice limit here is 4, so we're going to go for a random die from the bag. And we got blue. So, did we do everything? Spend stamina? Yes. Add random dice? Yes. Roll the dice in the dice pool. This is our dice pool with no water in it. 1, 4. Okay, black 3 is good. I wish we could use... Oh, yes, this is perfect. So this worked out kind of perfectly. So we've got spiked shield here. You can't see the color of the dice because it's green, and there's a green screen there for the dice, or for the card cam. But there's 2 on here, so we can manipulate 2 green dice up or down 1. So we will tick both of these green up, and now we have a green 2 and a green 5. That is a spent card, though. Gain rewards for all covered dice, 2 XP. Go team. Return all dice and modifiers. I think that was our fastest skill check yet. Return all cards from discard. We didn't have any cards in the discard. Flip the rest token, but it was already up. And we go back to the storybook. So our skill check is done. Pass. You put the creature down at Adventure 2-23. You don't have to wait long before the venom's effect on the pig begins to wear off and the giant scorpion emerges to sting it again. While it is distracted, you approach it from behind and drive your weapon through its head. The pig struggles to its feet again. It looks you in the eyes as if to thank you and then runs off into the hills. So we could either rest or move to the next location on your path. I think we will rest. Actually, well, if we rest, we get our spent die back. Rest or move to the next location. The only thing that's giving me pause here is trying to save up some more XP, because with the XP we can make our party stronger at the end of the adventure. We've got 3 fatigue. We don't have any black or green cubes to spend if we encounter a skill check or a combat that might need those. I think we'll do it. So I've got red and green, so I've got to spend an XP so that each of them can roll 1 die to get rid of fatigue. And red, these are matching their class. So red, he's going to get rid of all the fatigue, and the Frogkin's going to get rid of all the fatigue. But then we refill their rows. I don't know why I used those. And we get spent cards back. We flip the rest token. Okay, so the rest is done. Then we would go back to the entry and we would continue moving to the location. Right? So then we go to B in the adventure book. Ancient Chapel. So I wonder if the pig actually was from the Dunegrass farm. I don't see any other farms on the map. That's not true. There's all kinds of farms, just none of them are labeled. Okay. If you have the keyword discover, which we do not, if there's no XP, but there is, otherwise collect the XP and continue reading. Ancient buildings of Nalos are held sacred by law. No trespassing is permitted and looters are imprisoned. So you're surprised to hear sounds coming from inside. Colorful splashes of light filter through fractured stained glass in the chapel's vaulted ceiling. A Dragolium bell hangs high above a marble altar, which faces rows of stone benches. Rounding the altar, you find a muscular gnome, wooden mallet in hand, standing over a door in the ground that has no obvious lock or latch. You can see that the door is made of Dragolium, just like the chest at Black Lake. The gnome speaks in a low voice. Just in time, he says. Give me a hand with this door. He has guts, inviting the King's Guard to help him loot an ancient site. The gnome stands to offer you his mallet, and as he does so, you notice a branded mark on his arm in the shape of an eye. It seems that he is a member of the Starlit Door. Perhaps he can teach you the secrets of this chapel, or perhaps he conspires against the king's peace. Arrest the gnome for trespassing, or offer to help him open the door. I don't think he would be that brazen if he was doing something bad, so we're going to offer to help him open the door. The gnome smiles and hands you his mallet. I knew it. Adventurers after my own heart. Gimlex is my name. And we get Starlit Door Favor +1. He bows in a traditional gnomish greeting and steps aside. You bring the mallet down with great force upon the door, which rings out with a lovely tone. As the sound echoes around the chapel, you hear a faint resonance from the bell above. Hear that, says Gimlex. Bell and door are both made of Dragolium. The secret of one must lie in the other. If any player has the gray matter object card, we would read B7, which we do have the gray matter object card. Go to B7. You're sure that Gimlex would be interested in the jar of translucent gray matter that you found at Black Lake. He will likely know something about its origin. All the same, the gnome has a mischievous look about him. You wonder what his Starlit Door friends want with these objects. Keep it a secret or show him the jar. Let's show him the jar. B9. Impressive, says Gimlex as he takes the jar from you. I didn't realize you were already on the hunt. Good for you. Otherworldly images float through the gray material as Gimlex examines it closely. Let me guess, you found it somewhere encased in Dragolium. Objects like these are not from our world. They come from beyond, and the Dragolium stabilizes their presence here. But our job, says Gimlex as he leans in close, is to make sure they all see the light of day. Gimlex takes his mallet back and returns your jar. I have an appointment to keep in Undercity. I leave this mysterious chapel in your capable hands. After you crack its riddle, look us up. You can tell anyone in my order that you know Gimlex as a friend. Before leaving, Gimlex shows you the branded mark on his arm once again. The eye watches over us all, he says cryptically, then makes his exit. Reveal title card 7. Title card 7. Friend of Gimlex. This text is kind of hard to read when I put it on the card camera, so I'm just going to read it here real quick. At an ancient site in Jolev, you discovered a gnomish member of the Starlit Door. Instead of arresting him as King's Guard should, you let him tell you about his quest to unearth powerful ancient artifacts. Oh, are they like a evil secret society? I don't know. And then the art has the tattoo with the kind of eye lamp looking thing. We get another favor with the Starlit Door. At least our King's favor is not going down, right? So now we can use an item, rest, or move to another location. Well, we can't rest because our thing is flipped and we don't really need to. Let's use an item, maybe our sling. You can shoot a rock up at the bell thing. B93, ringing the bell seems like a good idea. You load your staff sling with a bit of rubble from the chapel floor and sling it at the bell. It makes a soft, pleasant note that vibrates the Dragolium door, but the door does not open. Maybe it worked better if you had some other kind of ammunition. Use another item, rest, or move to another location. We don't have anything else, so we probably have to come back here later, I guess. Because we don't have any other items, so I guess we're moving, which means we're going to go to another encounter. So now, should we go to the dune grass farm? Now let's go to the beach. Let's go this way. I want to see what the backstory stuff is all about. So we're going to go this way. And we get encounter 3. Adventure 2, encounter 3. Yeah, so we go to 2-3. I totally blanked out there for a second on what I was supposed to do. All right. On the side of the road, you see a series of large hanging cages, all empty save one, which contains a disheveled human calling out for help. Is this the beginning to Willow? Get me out of here, he cries. It wasn't me, I swear. He shows you a few gold coins he somehow managed to keep with him. Look, he says, they're all yours if you let me out. As King's Guard, it is within your duties to dispense justice. So you ask about his case. He claims to be the son of a noble, heir to the lost castle of Carnival, wandering disguised as a beggar. A plump, gray-haired farmer lost her prize pig. It had a black spot shaped like a swan, and suspicious locals blamed him for the theft. I ask you, why would I steal when I have gold to pay with? But he dresses and smells unlike any noble you've ever met. Is he a lying pig thief or a noble that stinks? He is not a pig thief. We already know that the scorpion had the pig. So we're going to declare him innocent and free him from the cage. This is a strength and dexterity skill check. We go to 2-11. 2-11. Breaking the lock is not as easy as you had first thought. It is of sturdy dwarven make. Skill check. Force 1. That one. Force 1. I think we did a force check in the last mission. Red and black. So we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna spend. I can't get a free red dice, right? I did not take that card, but I can change any die into red. So maybe I shouldn't spend so much, because if I get random, I could treat it as red. Am I starting to be able to strategize a little bit on this game? And we can manipulate red twice. Yeah, so what I think I'm going to do is I will spend 1 and 1. So 1 from each strength and dex to get a guaranteed red and black. And this is a dice limit of 4. And then I'll draw 2 randoms. Maybe I'll get lucky and get either another red die or a black die. Because what I'm after here is a red 2, a black 4, and either a red or black 3. So 2 dice, I got purple and green. So this seems pretty simple, right? We spend stamina, we add random dice, we roll, and then play cards. All right, so we got a red 2, that's fine. Green and purple. Let's see, if we flip a 5, it becomes a 2. So flipping is not great here. But we could manipulate a green to a 3 and then treat it as red. So is that the way to go? Maybe we re-roll the black die first. We got to watch out for the limit on the number of cards we can play also. You know what, just for fun, let's, oh, that's a card though. Maybe just for fun is not the best thing to do. We don't need to re-roll red or white yet. We can treat anything as red or white. And then red to any color. We can manipulate green. I could manipulate green up to 3 and then treat it as red. I'm really looking for a black 4 here though. I could change this 5 to any color. If I change it to green, oh, wait a minute. Here, I've got a red to any color over here, right? Yes, I've got a red to any color. No, that doesn't help. A 5 to any color. I've got a green to any color. I think it does. So let's think about this. If I change a, where to go? A 5. So if I change this 5, and this is so hard for me to track. I know you're not supposed to do this because you throw off the, I'm going to move these 2 out for now. If I change the purple to a red 5, that would be 1 card. Then I play Spiked Club to move it down to a 4. Then I play Relentless to treat this red die as a black die there. And I'm just going to put it down there to track where we're at. So then this die would be used. And I've played 3 cards, right? 2 over here and 1 over here. Then I also can manipulate green dice with a spiked shield to go up to a 3. And then I play my bonus play token here to change a green die into any color, or treat it as any color, treat it as red or black, it doesn't really matter. Because I don't have any way to make this black die a 3. Unless I try to re-roll it, but I'm already at my card play limit. So those are the cards I'm playing to finish that off. And we got a spent card in each hand. And it's been solved. Okay. And this really was the purple die that was treated like red and then treated like black. Gain rewards, 2 XP. Friend of Gimlex. Then return dice and modifiers. Discarded cards, not spent cards, then get put into the hand. We can flip the rest token back to available. Let me go back to the storybook. If you free the man, it's a pass, you free the man, go to 2-13. You deftly unlock the cage and the man leaps to the ground. He briefly thanks you and heads off into the hills. Reveal title card 6 and title card 68. Gain 3 gold. So he did give us some money. 6 and 68. We're going to have like a stack of title cards. 68. 6. Duntum's acquaintance. You met a man who claims to be a nobleman's son and the rightful heir to the throne at the Lost Palace, Castle Carlaval. And there's the picture of the 3 coins he gave us. Duntum's return. You met a man hanging in a roadside cage who claimed to be a noble, falsely accused of stealing local pigs. You set him free and he ran off into the hills. All right, so that was encounter 3. Now our options in the storybook over here or the encounter book were rest or move to the next location on your path. I already talked about not wanting to spend XP. However, I did use the bonus play token. And if we have to do some kind of check or something, especially because we're going to have some new stuff with the backstories over here. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's super efficient because we got a bunch of cubes. We don't have very much fatigue, but I think I want the bonus play token back. So this is probably like a learning point in the game. Like maybe as you go, try to learn and figure out when should I press my luck on not resting or resting. 2 and 3, so they're going to get all their fatigue taken away. The bonus play token goes back. Rest token flip. We do the attribute rows and the spent cards go over. I wish there was one of these little cards with the rest stuff on it. I don't think there is. I have them at the bottom of the monster deck here. Yeah, these are the same. So that would have been another good card to have as a player aid, the rest steps. Yeah, that would have been good. And I would just move. Right, we go to C. The beach. If there is no XP at this location, but there is, collect the XP. If you have any of the keywords lost, bruise, or blood, we do not. Otherwise, continue reading. A small fire burns on the beach, but there is no one in sight. You find no sign of the giant troll and no sign of Esther, the missing dune grass girl. Suddenly, you hear rough voices belting out a ballad of the Dragul invasion. Following the song to its source, you uncover 2 stinking drunk halflings lying in the damp sand beneath an overturned rowboat. They must be fishers by trade, for they smell equally of drink and of the sea. Hey, don't you know there's a troll about? One yells at you. Then he whispers, you got to be less conspicuous, at which both halflings burst out laughing. They seem to be enjoying themselves, but they are also vulnerable here. It isn't safe to be intoxicated when Dragul stalk the beach. As King's Guard, you have some duty to intervene. Then again, the beach appears empty. What's the harm in letting them have their fun? We could challenge them to a drinking contest. That would be strength and constitution. Sing them a song, wisdom and charisma. Or the beach is not safe. Help them get home. We don't have a whole lot of wisdom and charisma, but singing songs with these drunk halflings sounds too fun to pass up. So we go to C4. Let's just try it. You clear your throat, straighten your back, and remind yourself to sing from the belly. Then you burst into the song of the immortal knight of Nalos. His song is full of heroic tales from the war. The men sit up to listen. Skill check, Charm 1. Charm 1. purple, white, and purple. Now I get 2 free purple dice. Right, so maybe this was a good idea. We get 2 free purple dice. So I think we're just going to get maybe 1 white die. Is that smart? Or should I get 2? Dice limit is 4 here, so if I get 1 white die, then I get 3 randoms. 3, 2, and 4. I'll be playing a card to get the 2 free purple dice, though. Is that a scroll? It is a scroll. Because I can play a ton of scroll cards. Well, a ton. I've got 2 with 1 bonus play token. And it wouldn't count against the play limit. When will I be able to rest again, though? I'll get the rest token back. I could probably rest here at the beach. Although I don't know what also is going to be happening with the backstory. So let's not use a whole bunch of our stuff. We're going to get 1 white die and 3 randoms. This might not be a good idea. Is that 3? 1, 2, 3. It's got a purple, a red, and a green. Let's roll and see what we get. Well, I think we have dice that we can treat red or purple, or I'm sorry, red or green as anything. Well, we do have the card that allows us to manipulate white dice, right? I thought. Oh, everything's on this side. This is gonna be tragic. Yes. If I did that to make this a 2, that would fill one of those. I don't think I can manipulate purple. I can't manipulate purple. I could flip that, but then it becomes a 4. That does nothing for me. I could re-roll red or white. Oh, this card, I could treat any die as red or white. So I could treat this green as a white 4. Or I could manipulate that down to a 3. Then can I treat the green? Do I have treat green as something? I do. Oh wait, I got a purple 4. So that takes care of that. What am I thinking? If I manipulate this down to a 2. Okay, I think we're good. So I'm gonna start just playing cards. I've got this manipulate the white die, so we'll take it down to a 2. So we've played one card on this side. And then I have a manipulate green here. So we'll manipulate that down to a 3. That's a spent card, unfortunately. Can I do it without using a spent card? I think I can, unless it's a spent card over here also. It is not. So we're not going to do that. Let's change that back to a 4. I'm trying to avoid using spent cards. So I will play the spiked club on this side to manipulate this to a 3. And then I can play Relentless to treat a red die as any color. So I will treat the red as a purple. And it's skill check solved. And I didn't use a whole lot of stuff, didn't use the bonus play token. I think we're good. Okay, gain rewards, 2 XP. I don't need to rest either, which is good. I don't think. Return all dice, and there will, whoopsie. There was no modifier card. Discards go back into the hand. We can flip the rest token. And we go back to the storybook. So we sang a successful song. They didn't even have to use the +2 purple dice. Your song impresses them. C8. Making noise when a giant troll is on the loose is not particularly wise, but caution be damned. It feels good to belt out a song on this beach. When your singing is done, the halflings cheer and slap your back like you're all old friends from the war. Here you go, one says, and hands you a map. This'll get you to Longtooth Island, he tells you. We were out there today and saw shiny things floating in the air. Take our boat if you like. The King's Guard should investigate. You inquire about the troll and the missing Dunegrass girl, but the fishers say they haven't seen either. But to be fair, one says, we've been under the boat most of the day. Reveal Discovery Card 2 and place 1 XP on it. Discovery deck. Card 2. So it says place an XP, which tells me it's going to be a map adjustment or a new map location. Yeah. There's a lot of green on here. That's playing sort of nice with the camera. It goes in circle 4 right there. XP on the E. So now we have use an item, rest, or move to another location. But this is where, because we have the option to move to another location, and we have a backstory item, we need to go to the backstory book. And this is Dreamweaver. Dreamweaver. So how does this work? Adventure 2, location C, the beach. Not far from the sand, you find a small grove of trees. You rest beneath the shade of an oak and fall asleep. In a dream, you see King Terran sitting on an enormous pile of riches. Thousands of gold coins, rubies, diamonds, and other treasures. His brother, Tomlin, watches angrily as the king shouts absurd orders to the soldiers standing around him. You there, King Terran calls out to one of his guards. Sing a song, dance. The guard begins to shuffle around the room and sings off key. The king laughs. You soon realize that this is Tomlin's dream, not your own. I could do better, you hear him mutter under his breath. I could be king. Though it is Tomlin's dream, you have the power to reshape it however you wish. Have Tomlin dream of a rebellion against the crown, or have him dream of reconciliation with his brother. Well, since we are King's Guard, it's not for this king though, right? But whatever, we probably shouldn't encourage rebellions against the crown, any crown. Let's have him dream of reconciliation. 2-3. You could have fun with this and just go like evil, I guess, too. The Dreamweaver player, move your alignment marker 1 to the left. You warp the dream so that Tomlin finds himself huddled together with his brother in the king's chambers in the palace. He stares out the window and sees an army of trolls and goblins pounding down the gates. Panicked, King Terran hands Tomlin a sword. You're the only one who has stood by my side, brother, the king tells him. Stand with me now, one last time. Tomlin appears overcome with emotion. He nods solemnly. A few moments later, the Dragul army smashes through the bedroom door, and the brothers fight side by side. When you wake up, you feel stronger than ever. The courage of the two brothers has somehow added to your strength. The Dreamweaver player records the personal title Brothers, and these personal titles do not go away. They're not like the keywords on the party thing up here. So we got Brothers. Dreamweaver player, increase your charisma attribute score by 1 and add 1 stamina to your charisma row from the supply. That's cool. So now we can use an item, rest, or move to another location. All right, increase your charisma. I didn't realize that this was going to give us attribute points and stuff too. That's neat. Well, I'm glad we didn't spend a point on charisma earlier when we were leveling up. But I have that +2 purple dice in here, so there's that. Use an item. I don't think we need to do the staff sling. I mean, it doesn't cost us any fatigue, so there's no reason not to read it. C90. Oh, we should take this thing off. The backstory. That was cool. Just a little story and something, and it got us something. The empty cradle of your staff sling flaps in the wind at the beach. It makes a nice sound. Use another item, rest, or move to another location. All right, so I don't want to go out to the island yet. I want to continue dealing with this stuff, I think. I feel like there's going to be a lot of movement around here and a lot of revisiting places. So we'll just keep going around in a circle, and we'll just do this encounter next. Encounter 2. As you make your way along a well-worn dirt road, you hear a cry for help in the distance. You race to the sound and find a halfling couple pinned beneath an overturned cart. They beg for your help, saying that a group of bandits attacked them and stole their pony and all their gold. They identify themselves as the Dunegrass family and mention that they are eager to get back to looking for their lost daughter. A few feet from them, you spy their weapon, an expensive-looking short sword, lying on the ground. Please don't take that, they plead. It's the only defense we have. If you have any of the titles, Hated by Trolls, Troll Foe, Troll's Ally, or Troll Slayer, we don't have any of those. Assist the halflings and chase down the bandits, or leave them and take their sword. We're not going to leave them and take their sword. We've been playing kind of as good characters. Although I think it might be kind of fun to go back through and play just doing all the evil things. So 2-7, not really evil, but more bandit-like. But that kind of doesn't really go with the King's Guard part of the story. After freeing the dune grasses, you easily catch up to the bandits in a shallow vale among the hills. They outnumber you, and they are ready for a fight. Oh boy. So there's a modifier here, Gang of, and then it's bandits are enemy card number 1. So bandits. Oh, this is neat. This last one is any color. Gang of. Gang of or band of? Gang of. Oh, that's not friendly. During the first round of this combat, the combat dice limit is reduced by 1, so we only get to roll 2. Not roll, we only get 2, but I'm going to get some dice from my cards. That is definitely going to happen. We need a round marker. White, blue, red, and any color. So let's try to keep it even. We'll get a red. White and blue is actually more damage, but we can manipulate red more. I changed my mind. I want to try to cover the white and blue first. So we'll spin 2 over here for a white die, 2 over here for a blue die. I can get any die out of the bag and set it as a 5. That's cool. So I can cover that one right away. Now I kind of wish I had that just get a free red die. But I could get purple dice with the card over here and set them as... Okay, let's just start. It'd be really nice if one of these just got on the right number for us. That's exactly the opposite of what we needed. But... And I have to do this because there's a lot of damage on this. So we're going to set the white to a 2. That's 1 card. I think I'm going to play like this until... I'm just trying to keep track of what I've played. And then manipulate the blue die. So that's a 3. Then we get a random die and set it as a 5. So we got a blue, and it's automatically a 5 from the card. And this slot will take anything. That is a spent die, and we're done with cards unless we use our bonus play token. So what can we do? I could try to... Maybe I just take the damage and go to the next round. It's also going to cost me a gold. Bonus play over here. I mean, because if I get the purple die and I roll a 3, then I could use the bonus play token to set it as a red. I think I'll try it because I have the room to do it. So I'll play Banish. It's spent. And now I know I'm at my limit with both characters. So I'll take 2 purple dice out and hope we roll a 3. I did not. There's nothing I can do with those. I'm not going to play my bonus card right now, my bonus play token. So for combat, at the end, suffer the counterattacks. So we've got a counterattack of 2. So they're both going to take 2 fatigue. I'll put a 3 up here, take 1 change. And a 3 with 1 change. Apply the round track, which is they're going to steal a gold. That's not nice. Return the remaining dice to the bag and start a new round of combat. Build a dice pool. I'm not going to... I'm not going to spend any cubes. Or should I just get 1 red? I'm going to risk it and just draw from the bag. I've got a combat dice limit of 3, so I get 3 dice. Okay, I got a red, a black, and a blue. Okay, we got a 2, but we have our spiked shield. Not a spiked shield, I'm sorry, spiked club. That's a discard that we can raise it to a 3. And we have defeated the bandits. Gain the reward for the covered dice slots. So the rewards are 2 gold. So 2, 2, and 1 is 5 total. So they stole 1 from us, but we got 5, so we netted 4, taking out the bandits. There's only 1 XP reward. Return all of this stuff to their places. And this one was only the first round of combat. Was the dice limit reduced, so that's nice. They're supposed to be in alphabetical order, but I'm recording, so I don't want to take the time right now, which is probably going to cause me grief in a future episode of where is the gang of modifier. The round marker goes back. We don't, the rest token's already up. And we go back to the storybook. So you best them and place them under arrest. We read number 9. Even though the bandits outnumber you, you dispose of them quickly. You return to the site of the overturned cart to give the dune grasses back their coin, but they've already gone. Gain 1 gold. Now we could rest or move to the next location. 7 fatigue on each side out of 16. Do we rest? I think I will. I skipped 1 rest earlier. We're just going to roll 1 die each. Three and 3. So we just get rid of the big cube. But they do get to restack 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 to get cards back. Flip that. 1, 1, 2, 1, and 3. And get cards back. And then the only other option then is move to the next location on the path. So we're at D. D. If there's no XP, you go to D1. Otherwise, collect the XP. At the farmhouse door, you're greeted by a note. Gone to look for Esther. You will return with her or not at all. They've left a shovel leaning against the porch railing. Perhaps it will come in handy. Reveal discovery card. 74. Shovel, it costs a stamina cube to use it. Steel shovel. As you turn to leave, you're met with a startling sight. A muscular 20-foot-tall woman with thick green skin and protruding tusks is grabbing pigs from a nearby pen, snapping their necks with a flick of her thumb, and tucking them into a massive leather sack. Looks like you found that troll. We could attack. We could attempt to frighten her into submission with strength and wisdom, which we have a lot of, or keep a safe distance and see where she goes. Constitution and wisdom, which we also have a lot of. Let's see where she goes. D4. You duck behind the corner of the house and watch the troll do her work. After she collects nearly a score of pigs, she hefts the sack over her shoulder and begins to tiptoe away. It's strangely amusing to watch this giant's outsized attempt at stealth. Yet her pace is quick and her stride is long. You'll need your wits to read her movements and guess at her destination. If your Draggle favor is 1 or higher, each player adds 1 stamina to their wisdom attribute row, ignoring the usual limit. But it's not. Our Draggle favor is below. So we're doing an observation skill check. Observation. Green and white. Green and white. So, I don't want to fail this, and I can always, I'm going to get my rest token back. I'm going to go all in. This is a dice limit of 4. So 2 green here and 2 green here is 2 green dice. And then, come on, dice. 3 white and 1 white is 2 white dice. I do have that 1 card that allows me to manipulate 2 green dice up or down 1 also, which is nice. All right, so we got a green 5. Do I have a way to flip a green die? I do. All right, so I will be playing Subvert to flip a green die. So this 1 becomes a 6. Then I will play Spiked Shield. It is a spent card that allows me to manipulate 2 green dice. This 5 becomes a 4, this 6 becomes a 5. So that covers that one, that covers that one. And then I've got the white manipulate die somewhere. Here we go, Spellbook. It's not a spent card. This 4 becomes a 5. Good, done. 2 XP. So what do we got now? 4. We've got 9 XP. So that was successful. We were able to watch. So this is spent, doesn't go back to our hand. And we flip the rest token back to here. So we read her well and spy her hideout, D5. Following the troll as far as the top of the hill at the edge of the Dunegrass farm, you watch as she hides herself in a shallow valley between 2 hills and guts the pigs one by one, discarding the entrails. It is a shocking sight, if only because she is able to accomplish the work with a few swipes of her fingernail. With the pigs cleaned and back in her sack, she makes her way quickly down through the hills toward a thin plume of smoke rising from the shoreline. Reveal Discovery card 31 and place 1 XP on it. Record the keyword sneak. I don't think we've had a keyword yet. Sneak, and then that was Discovery card 31, and then we're going to be at use an item, rest, or move to another location. It's kind of funny because we followed this thing to a different spot, except we're actually still at the Dunegrass farm, according to the map, because it didn't tell us to move there. It just says reveal 31, which is some more map stuff. And it goes in like diamond 3, which is right there. So we would go there from the beach. Okay. You can use an item, rest, or move to another location. So we're still at the Dunegrass Farm. We don't have any ammunition or anything yet, which would make it make sense to go back to the ancient chapel. I'd say we needed some different ammunition to shoot at the bell that's up there. I'm wondering if we should rest. I mean, our card situation is okay. But we've got 7 and 5 fatigue. Yeah, I think I will. Just to reload my attribute rows. So 4 for the red character and 5 for the green character. 2, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Spent card back, flip the rest token. Maybe I should have tried to use the shovel before I did that. It doesn't really matter, I guess, right? A fatigue is a fatigue. If I would have gone over what I had with my die roll, then it would have mattered, but it didn't really matter. Before or after. Should I use the shovel here, or should I wait till there's actually some kind of clue? We can freely move back to C, so let's just freely move back to C, because it's... There's no XP or encounter token blocking our way. If there's no XP, go to C1. If you have any of the keywords, lost, bruise, or blood, go to C12. The beach is quiet and lovely with its curling surf and sun-warmed sand. The fishers have gone home, but their boat remains if you'd like to set sail for Longtooth Island. We could use an item, rest, or move to another location. Longtooth Island, or we could go up to the Shadowy Cave. I kind of want to look around more before we go maybe confront the troll that's up there. Yeah, so let's move to another location and go out to E. There's no encounter along the way. Maybe we'll dig out on the island or something. Maybe we should have dug at the beach. If you have the keyword muck, go to E2. No. If there's no XP, go to E1. There is. Otherwise, collect the XP. Whoopsie. Collect it and throw it across the table. The halfling's boat is small but sturdy. You row your way out to a sandy island topped with a bit of grass and a few palm trees. There's a strange stillness here. No gulls hover overhead. No crabs scuttle across the beach. Even the wind seems too still as you step onto the shore. At the island center, a shiny ball of elvish silver floats in midair. Grab the ball. It says it's a combat check. We could rest or move to another location. It doesn't say we can use an item yet, so let's just try to grab the ball. E3. Reaching for the floating ball of elvish silver, you find something thick surrounding it, thick enough to stop your hand before it reaches the prize. You try to push forward, but the strange substance surrounding the ball drips heavily around your arm and begins to squeeze, pulling you inward and sucking away your weapons. Reveal the ooze enemy card. Each player place one weapon card from your hand or spent space under the ooze. Okay, so combat ooze 43. It's enemy 43. And then we got to look for a weapon put under there. That sucks. Because that's our red manipulation die. 43. No modifier? No, just a regular old ooze. Okay, purple, black, red, black, and green. So we got to look for a weapon. We only have to put one. Armor trait skull. Oh, we could put a spell book. There is no white, so we'll put the spell book for this character under the ooze, and there's no blue, so we'll put the blade. So spell book and blade. Round marker, and we're back to our regular 3 dice limit. So red, there's 2 that require black, so we'll spend 2 to get a black die for sure. Let's get a red die. We could buy one more. Let's get a green die, because that could take care of this. We also have the card that we can get anything out as a 5 if we need it. What did I just buy? A green die, right? Yeah. Hey, green 5. No. Multiple rounds here. The red one is the most damage. That's 3 damage. Oh, good. So we got a red 4. We did get a black 5. I don't have any way to manipulate the black card. I could treat green as any color. I could get a 6 out. I could re-roll a black die. If I flip the green, to a 6 and then play Spiked Shield to make it down to a 5, then I could try to re-roll this one for a 3. I guess let's just do that. So this is flip this to a 6. Spiked Shield is spent to make it down to a 5. That covers this one. And then we re-roll. Reroll? Do I want to play scrolls? No. I've only got 2. I guess we try to re-roll it. It's a discard. I don't know what that's going to get us. Should I just try to manipulate it? I could treat a 5 as any color. But then what? Or I could treat any color as red or white. No, I really need this to be like a 3. Maybe I should have just kept the black 5. It's the trying to go up 2 numbers with the green one. Going up 2 is not easy. The red 4 is good though. So let's do this instead, I guess. Maybe we'll worry about the black die next turn. Let's play our 2 purple card. And see if we can get a 1. We got a 5 and a 2. Five and a 2. I can treat 5s as any color if I save these dice. I don't know what else to do this round. I think I'm just going to take a bunch of damage. 5 and a 2. I guess I can play gray matter to just draw another card, or I mean another die. I don't know what that's going to get me this turn though, because I've already played a bunch of cards. I'll wait till next turn. It's white. It's a white 6. So I could flip that to a 1. Next turn, if I use my ability here, then I can treat any die as either red or white. So I could treat it as, oh wait, it already is white. So I can flip it to a 1, but then can I treat it as purple? I could turn it to red and then turn the red to purple. That would be 3 cards. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the class ability. Wait. Carry over all unused dice, which is going to lower the probability of getting black and purple out of the bag. But I could just spend cubes to get purple. Yeah, I'm going to do it. So we'll flip that. So all of these are saved, and they're not going to count against my limit. This might be a mistake. There's the white manipulation die that I was looking for. Okay, so the damage is 2 and 2, so that's 4 damage. So a 3. I'll put 6 in here and take 2 change. Do the same thing over here. Put 6 and take 2 change. That's 10. We lose an XP by advancing the round. Okay, we really got to cover some more boxes this turn. So I'm going to buy a purple die. And then go with 2 random. Red and green. All right, see what we get. Okay. Well, I can treat... Let's see, can I treat the green? Oh wait, I got a purple 1. So now I just need to solve for the black 3. I could up the red die. Do I have up green? No. How can I get a 3? Here we go. This is what I'll do. So, because I saved these, with Steadfast, I can treat any die as red. I'm going to treat this purple 2 as red. That's Steadfast. Then I'm going to play Spiked Club to increase this die I'm treating as red by 1 to a 3. Then over here, I have treat a red die as any color. I will treat this now red die as a black die and put it there. Okay. Okay, that worked out. So combat over. Let's get our cards back. Not the spent cards, just the discards. All the dice go back. We get 1, 2 gold and 2 experience. We're getting a nice pile of gold this time. We've got a bunch of fatigue on the frogkin over here. The enemy goes away. $43. Flip the rest token. Can't forget that. That's kind of important. And we go back to our storybook here. Victory, you destroy E4. You pull your weapons free of the ooze, ripping it apart in the process. There's nothing left of the creature except the ball of elvish silver floating in a stinking pool of muck. Reveal discovery card 85. Oh, this is our ammo. This is our ammo. Watch. Discovery card 85. Ball of silvish, or of elvish silver. Record the keyword muck. Okay. Return any cards under the ooze to their owner's hands. I already did that actually. Use an item, rest, or move to another location. So I want to use the shovel out here. I just didn't want to use it at the farm. Just didn't make sense. Maybe it did, but how many is that? That's 13 on the frogkin. We're gonna need to roll lots of dice. The shovel is 74, so E 74. After digging for quite some time here and there in the sand, you've covered the island in holes. Just as you're about to give up, your shovel hits wood, widening your hole. You uncover a chest and work to bring it out of the sand. When you finally have it open, you find it filled with fish heads. Among the heads, there's an empty flask, a book of bawdy poetry, one halfling-sized silk stocking, and some gold coins, all wet and smelling of fish rot. Gain 2 gold. We can now either use another item, rest, or move to another location. Gain 2 gold. I wonder if we're limited by the amount of gold. That'd be a lot to get in one adventure, though. Use another item, rest, or move to another location. We've got 13, 7. So I do want to go back to the ancient chapel, because I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be our ammo. Do we ever need to go back to Jolev? I'm just kind of wondering if we should rest now. Did we use our sling at the Dunegrass farm? I mean, it's no fatigue, so we should just be trying it everywhere. Should we examine this ball of velvet silver? I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to wait, because that's also a fatigue. I'm going to use that at the ancient chapel. I mean, let's use the sling. It doesn't hurt. It's no fatigue. If nothing happens, I'll just say nothing happens. That's F. What number is it? Oh, 74 was the shovel. 93. You swing the empty staff sling at some palm fruits and manage to bring one down. After some work to get it open, you're greeted by a sour smell. The taste is not completely horrid, though, and it seems to revive you a bit. Each player return 1 stamina from your fatigue. Oh, that's nice. To the box. Now, I think we need to rest. What? No, that was 93. You can use another item, rest, or move to another location. I'm going to rest. That's 10, 12. Only 7 on this side, though. If I spend 2 dice, that's an average of 7. That'll still leave me with 5. If I get into another combat, the combat's where you can take a lot of damage. But I think I will risk it and only spend 2 XP. What does that leave me with? That leaves me with 8. We're probably going to get more XP. I mean, there's 1 up there. No, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do 2 red and 2 green. This could either go really well or horribly. And that went horribly, so only 5. That was not good, but we heal everything from here. Got to get our dice back, so we're only down 1. There. So I'm going to trade out a 3 for 3 here to go, then 1, 1, 2, and so we got 10 health left over here, and we've got all 16 here. Flip our rest token, get our cards back. So we've already used the shovel, we used the slings. I don't want to use the ball out here, so we're just going to travel to another location. We're going to go back to the chapel. So we are back at B. I could do this encounter, because that's going to probably be either a skill check or a combat or something to get my rest token back, and then maybe have the option to rest again. Let's see what happens here, though. So B. If you have the keyword discover, which we do not, if there's no XP, go to B1. The ancient chapel is cold and empty. The Dragolium door Gimlex showed you sits in a multicolored patch of sunlight that filters through the fractured stained glass. High above the altar hangs a Dragolium bell. So use an item. So we are going to use the ball combined with the sling. So because we're using the ball, we got to take a fatigue. So that's 5, 8. Okay. So we look at B 85.93. With your staff sling, you fling the ball of elvish silver into the Dragolium bell above, which rings out a crisp and lovely sound. Immediately, the Dragolium door slides open. The earth quakes and the air above fills with crackling green energy. You hurry through the door into an underground chamber. On a pedestal there, you find a gauntlet carved from a single piece of jade, and you slip it into one of the chainmail Dragolium sacks that Tarek gave you. The quakes cease, and the air above is quiet. You take a moment to admire the chamber's walls, which are carved with the scene of the arrival, when Azima first brought together many worlds thousands of years ago through the gate at Brizur Wall. The gate is powered by 6 artifacts, and this gauntlet is one of them. Record the keyword discover. Discover. Reveal rare card 28. Ooh, is this going to be another card we can put in our deck? Yes, Jade Gauntlet. Any color die and set it as a 6? We can rest or move to another location. So we're not allowed to use another item. We don't lose an item, which means we can't dig in the middle of the chapel, I guess. Jade Gauntlet. I guess we'll go to here. I believe that means... Does it mean take any color die and set it as a 6 from the bag, or treat a die as another color or another value? Treat any die as green or purple. So I think it would mean just treat any color die as a 6. Yeah, just any die. So we just treat any die as a 6. Wow, that's pretty powerful. It is a spent card. Oh, when we rested, we should have flipped our class ability. Is what that thing is called that I was pointing and circling at with my finger. Is there anything back in Jolev? Let's just go check real quick. Now that we've got some keywords. If you have the keyword Esther, if you have the keyword Market, no. If there's no XP, go to A1. You return to Jolev and approach the blacksmith. Oh yeah, that's right, the blacksmith. Rose, as she sets out her wares. As she does, you notice again the insignia of the starlit door on an old ring that she wears. Record the keyword Market. Shuffle the weapon deck and reveal 2 cards. Place them face up next to the adventure map to create a market. While at location A, you may buy cards from this market for their price. If your King's favor is higher than your Dragul favor, the price of each card at this market is reduced by 1. If you buy a card, add it to one player's hand. Okay, so we could buy a weapon from Rose. If your starlit door favor is 1 or higher, you can ask Rose about the insignia on her ring. We could use an item, rest, or move to another location. Okay, so let's get the weapon deck. This is interesting. Spend some of our gold now at a discount. We'll take you backpack. At the end of this round of combat, keep a die of your choice. Re-roll it with the dice pool for the next round. This does not count against the combat dice limit. Oh, I like that. And Glaive allows us to manipulate purple dice. So a cost of 5 and 2 for 7. I think we're going to buy both of these. Just clear this market out. Yeah, so it is a cost of 7. 5, 6, 7. We'll add the backpack here and the glaive here just to separate them. I really want the play limits to start going up, so it'd be nice to save some XP for those purposes. Okay, maybe I have too much purple or dice manipulation on this side. I don't know. We're good. We need some scroll cards to make this class ability, you know, like worth it. Do we dig in the middle of town? I don't think so. So we can rest, which we can't because our thing is flipped, or move to another location. If we go back to the chapel, well, now we have the keyword discover. Is that going to change anything? B10. The ancient chapel is cold and empty. The open Dergolium door sits in a multicolored patch of sunlight. The chamber below is now empty. We can rest or move to another location. I don't think we need to go back to the farm, but I kind of want to get my rest token back and see if I get some more experience or something from this before we go investigate F. So sure, we'll go this direction and do this last encounter, encounter 4. Famous last words, maybe. If you have the title Aid to Ogre, wait, do we? Aid to Ogre? No, we killed the ogre, right? Is that from the last mission? Rogue's Accomplice, Revealer of Secrets, Smith's Hammer, Friend of Gimlex. Oh, wait a minute. No. Sorry. Wait. Back up. We'll do that. I forgot to talk to Rose about the, what's it called? Starlit door. So we'll still do all of that, but I got to talk to Rose about the secret society people. So we bought weapons. We go to A2 to ask her about the ring. I was already on the page. If you have the keyword ring, we do not. The insignia on Rose's ring is a perfect replica of the eye of the starlit door. When you ask about it, she looks you in the eye to assess your intention. Then she invites you into the back of her shop, where she keeps a writing desk, a few chairs, and an old branding iron. The ring belonged to my great-grandmother, Rose tells you. My family has always held an interest in the fate of our world. The cosmos must be balanced, with Ulus at the center of it all. She opens a drawer in her writing desk and hands you a folded square of parchment, on which is printed a statement by Ulog Gorpip, the classical frogkin sage, who argues that all ancient objects must be reclaimed from their Dergolium tombs. Keep it, says Rose. It will make sense to you in time. I have a feeling you're on the right path. Choose a player, increase your intelligence attribute score by 1, and add 1 stamina to your intelligence attribute row from the supply. We've got 3 already over here. But the frogkin already got a free charisma. I guess we'll get over here. That actually helps because I believe he has that ancestral blade. Yeah, that I can spend 2 stamina from intelligence to get the die back. So that's a 4, and we get to add 1 to the row. Record the keyword ring. Then we either use an item, rest, or move to another location. Now is when we got to go do this, because I said we were going to continue on the same path. All right. We don't have aid to the ogre. As you turn the bend in the road, you're confronted by a gang of local halflings armed with short swords and pitchforks. "You there," they call. "What business have you here?" Their leader, a plump, gray-haired woman, tells you that a human stranger stole a pig from her farm, one that had a black spot in the shape of a swan. "With giant trolls and pig thieves on the loose, we decide to patrol the countryside, looking for anything unusual. And you look very unusual indeed. These halflings are spoiling for a fight. Mob rule of this sort is strictly forbidden by law. Tell them you are King's Court and have an important mission." Would be Constitution and Charisma. I think we'll do that, because we can get free Charisma dice. We've got some purple stuff. Draw your weapons and order them to disband. No, so we're going to do the... We're going to tell them we're King's Guard. So that's 14. They don't seem receptive to your claim initially. "King's Guard, here? We haven't seen a member of the King's anything in well over a year. These halflings will not be easy to convince. If your King's favor is 1 or higher, each player adds 1 stamina to any attribute row from the supply, ignoring the usual limit." So we're not adding a... we're not getting a free ability. We're just adding a cube temporarily. What did that say it was going to be? Purple and green. So let's add green. And that doesn't go away until we rest. Maybe we don't need to do that because we've got so much green. Let's add to dexterity. It goes away when we rest, but if we don't rest for a while, then we've got an extra dexterity. What are we doing? We're doing a Speechcraft 1 check. Thiefcraft, Stealth, Speechcraft, Purple, Green, and Purple. I think this is an error. I think this is supposed to be not filled in. Yeah. Purple, green, and purple. We got a dice limit of 4. I'm going to spend 2 over here for the green die. 2 over here for a purple die. Then we'll just go random. I don't want to put a bunch of fatigue by getting dice over here. Two white dice. That might not be good. Except that we can treat... Oh, we could treat a die of any color as a 6. Right? Flipping a white dice is not helpful. Rerolling red is not helpful. Well, I know what we do. Backpack is in combat. This is not combat. I can get purple dice. Let me get 2 purple dice. So that's 1 card. Let's see what I get. 2 and a 1. Okay. The 2 can go there. I can re-roll purple. I can treat any colored die as a 6 with my new Jade Gauntlet, right? So this purple die is going to be treated as a 6. Now I just need a green 4. How do I get to a green 4? And I've got, if I use my bonus play token, I've got 3 card plays I can do. I could draw a random die, treat it as red, then treat the red as green. Oh, but I also need to manipulate it down, though, to a 4. Flipping the white dice is not going to do me any good. Can I flip the purple die? It's like I need one more card play, right? One more card play. If I treat the green, I could treat a 5 as any color. I could re-roll black or purple. Manipulating the white isn't really going to do anything for me because it's too far away from the 4. I can flip red or green. Oh, I could flip red or green, and then that's what I'll do. Okay, so with Subvert, it's a discard. I flip the green to a 5. So we've played 2 on that side. Then I've got my green plus or minus with Spiked Shield, which is a spent card, to take it to a 4, which covers that. All right. We had to play quite a few spent cards, but got it done. Gain rewards is 2 XP. Got a decent amount of XP now. Return all the dice. Turn the cards from the discard, which is only that one. Flip the rest token. And then we go back to the book. They agree to let you go. 2-19. The halflings consult with one another and decide to trust you. All right, their leader says, if you're really here to help, we could use you. We do have a giant troll problem and a pig thief problem, says one of the others, and all present voice their agreement. You tell them that you will help them any way you can and let you pass. Gain an XP. Move to the next location. Either we can rest first or then move to the next location. Do we rest? I've only got 3 fatigue over here, but I've got 8, 10 over here. I mean, I got that free dex. I almost think I have to. I've just got so much fatigue. I don't want my frogkin to be exhausted, like if we have to fight this troll. Oh, that's 5, 10. I've got 11 XP. I'd almost have to roll 2 dice. It's just too much fatigue. So I'm going to rest. Two dice each. I'm just going to get 2 dice and go one at a time. Over here, got it all, but we have to reset. So we lose that one. 3, 1, 2, 4, 1. And then over here, we need a good number. Oh, man. We're not... we're rolling so much better on the guy that doesn't have all of the tiredness currently. All of the tiredness, that's great. All right. Then we move on to the next location. We've got some keywords now, so I don't know if going back to the farm is going to do anything different. Read D1. The farm is noisy with pigs, but empty with halflings. There's less pigs, though. Use an item, rest, or move to another location. Well, we can't rest, so I'm just going to move. Let's go back to the beach. I think we'll move on to the Shadowy Cave. Unless I should have tried to dig there. Oh, well. The beach is that E? No, the beach is C. Beach. If there's no XP at this location, collect XP from the we go to C1. If you have lost, bruise, or blood, we don't. The beach is quiet and lovely with its curling surf and sun-warmed sand. The fishers have gone home, but their boat remains. If you'd like to set sail, no. We can use an item, rest, or move. Did we try to dig here already? I think we did. Oh, let's go to the Shadowy Cave. F. If there's no XP, there is. Otherwise, collect XP from this location. If you have the keyword talk, we don't. If you have the keyword found, we don't. If you have the keyword trail, we don't. If you have the keyword sneak, we do. Sneaking up to the cave and peeking in, you see a young halfling girl lying on the cave floor. She appears weak, suffering from some curse or illness. One troll sits near her, while another giant troll woman spits pigs to roast on the fire. Attempt to speak to the trolls with strength and charisma, or draw your weapons and take some heads. We were sent here to take the troll's head. Oh, I didn't even realize that. The picture on the front of this is the troll woman stealing the pigs into her bag. That's funny. Attempt to speak to the trolls. We have a lot of strength and charisma. Draw your weapons and take some heads. I mean, we were sent here for the head. I didn't talk to the ogre last time and I regretted it. I'm going to try to talk. You present yourself to the trolls, introducing yourself as King's Guard and offering to parley with them for their lives and the life of the halfling girl. The trolls have no idea what you're saying. If your Dragul is 1 or higher, but it's not, each player adds 1 stamina from the supply to their charisma attribute. So we could do, oh, persuasion level 2? Uh-oh. Persuasion 2. I gotta leave this open. And I'm on, what am I on? F11. I hope this wasn't a mistake. Dice limit is 6. Well, we're going to get 2 red dice. White and blue is the last one down there. Dice limit is 6, but there's only 5. Oh, it's like that one. That one is 3, and you get 4. I almost want to get the purple. Wait, I rested, right? Yes, I should have got my spent cards back. And that is a scroll card. White and blue. Unfortunately, none of those are 6s. I could do 2 here to get a blue die. Maybe I'll do 2. I just don't want to build up a whole bunch of fatigue. That's 8. This is probably the last major thing for this combat, though. I mean, for this scenario. So that's 1 purple. I can get 2 more purple with this scroll card. Do I draw 2 randoms? Or do I get a white and then a random? I've got stuff to manipulate white dice, so I should probably get a white die. And then we get 1 random, because this is a dice limit 6, because this is our first level 2 check. And we got, oh, a purple. So we roll these first. We got a 3. Got a, the blue and the white don't help at all. We got a red 5. We can manipulate this down to a 1. What's my other scroll card? Just get a random die and set it as a 6. I play Spiked Club to send this down to a 1. I've got a couple card plays left. Any die to red. So that would be 2. Three. Who has the 5 thing? Any 5 to any color. Okay, so Steadfast changes the purple to red. No, I don't even need to do that. It changes the purple to white, and it goes there. That's discarded. Then I will play Ancestral Blade to up a blue die to a 5, and then Confident, any 5 to any color, purple. And it is solved. We get 2 XP for covering those 2. So we're at 12. Return all the dice. Return discards, but not spent. flip this. We didn't even have to use our bonus play token or get bonus purple dice. When we go back to here, pass, they welcome you. Read F8. The trolls invite you to sit by their fire where they roast pigs seasoned with flakes of purple salt and crushed spices unknown to your palate. The cave fills with an otherworldly aroma that whets your appetite and awakens the halfling girl from her feverish slumber. She confirms that she is Esther Dunegrass and introduces the trolls to you as Urka and Sungak. They have been kind, Esther says, but she doesn't speak their tongue well enough to explain her situation. When the meal is over, Esther falls back asleep with a smile on her face, but her fever is as hot as ever. The trolls seem very fond of Esther, almost as if she were their own, but they seem to understand when you say you must take her away to heal her illness. Before you go, the trolls offer you a gift. Record the keyword Esther. Reveal title card 11. Title card 11. Troll's ally. Okay, that's going to make the king mad, probably. Reveal rare card 25. Grin Taker. Ooh, we get a die of any color. Oh, that's good. -1 King's Favor. +1 Dragool Favor. Move your party marker to location A. Read entry A5. Okay, so Troll's ally. King Terran sent you to Jolev to fetch the head of a giant troll. You discovered 2 trolls, but you befriended them. The king's great hall will be missing the prize, but the trolls remember your kindness. Grin Taker. I don't know who to give that to. I mean, just card count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. Dilly-dallying over it. If I look at their stuff when I'm leveling up, I might change that decision unless I use it during the rest of the adventure. Then it said read A5. You find the town healer and leave Esther in their care. Grateful that you have returned the Dunegrass girl, the whole town turns out to celebrate. There's wine and song, good cheer, and ham. Many, many varieties of the finest hams you've ever had the pleasure to taste. The townsfolk celebrate you, and you are begged by all to tell the tale of your heroic victory over the troll that plagued their town. You give them a story their bards can sing for generations, full of daring deeds and more than one untruth. Your celebration lasts late into the night. The next morning, you wake early and prepare to wrap up your adventure in Jolev. With the town's troll problem addressed and Esther Dunegrass returned to her kin, your mission here is complete, leaving you free to explore the area at your leisure. The quest is complete. From now on, when a choice indicator gives you opportunity to move to another location, you may instead turn to the end. So we can either look around Jolev, A6, or move to another location. Let's look around Jolev, A6. You stroll through Jolev to the town square. Town is much busier today. Everyone has come back out of hiding and returned to their normal work. We can use an item, rest, or move to another location. I don't remember if I dug at the beach. I'm gonna go back to the farm and see if I can dig at the farm. That's where I got the shovel. Because since we can go to the end, we have the rest token now too. But I kind of want to save my XP. What are we at? We're at 9 out of 16. I think we're good. So I moved to D. I'm just gonna do a couple real things before I wrap it up here. D1, use an item, rest, or move to another location. So the shovel is 74. So everybody's gonna take a fatigue. So that's 5 and 10. D74. The only thing you can use a shovel for here is cleaning out the pig pens. Is that how you want to spend your time? Yes, please. Choose a player to do the work. Or use another item. Rest move to location. We'll have the construct. Key run. Do it. You find an empty pig pen and clean it out. The shovel does seem quite well suited to this task. It takes you quite some time to improve the Dunegrass Farm's manure heap. They are sure to be grateful if they ever make it home again. Good work. Chosen player, add 3 stamina to your fatigue box from the supply. If your entire party is exhausted, no. Well, that's great. All that did was get me fatigued, but that's okay, because the mission is basically over. Use another item, rest, or move to another location. Did we use the sling? 93. You have an itch to use your staff sling, but the only ammunition is pig droplings. Okay. I don't know if I dug at the beach. I just don't want to leave any items if I forgot anything. If you have lost, bruise, or blood, which we don't. Otherwise, C1. Use an item, yes. We got to take another fatigue. So now we're at 11 on both of them. C74. I can't remember if I did this already. Find no treasure, but plenty of crabs to eat. You strike a fire and have a quick snack. Return 1 stamina to the box. Okay. Let's go back and visit our friends at the Troll Cave real quick. F. I know we dug on the island already, because that's what I kind of wanted to do with the island. F. There's no XP, so we go to F1. The cave is empty now, save for the remnants of a large cooking fire. We can use an item, rest, or move to another location. Okay, let's dig in here. I'm just kind of shuffling the same fatigue back and forth. F74. Scrape your shovel against the hard stone ground, it makes a horrible sound, the sparks fly. It seems like the shovel won't do much digging here. It might be useful in some other way. What does that mean? It might be useful in some other way. Let's try our sling. That's free. You slap the staff sling against the wall, the cave a few times. Thwop, thwop, thwop. That was fun. It might be useful in another way. I think we figured out what the ball was for, right? It just says that was fun. Let's start combining stuff. Sling and shovel, so that's going to cost 1. Maybe sling and ball? Sling and shovel? That doesn't make any sense. But it said, what did it say in 74? The shovel won't do much digging here, but it might be useful in some other way. That just really makes me think I got to use the shovel in another way. Okay, so we're shovel and slinging. I already took the 1 fatigue. That's 74.93. You actually managed to throw the shovel with your staff sling. It zooms to the back of the cave and thuds against something soft and hollow. You find an old wooden door, decayed from many long years of exposure to the mist of the sea. Tearing back the door with your shovel, you discover a passage that takes you many miles under the earth, surfacing again inside the closed tower at the center of Jolev. From the top of the tower, you can see all the surrounding countryside. Looking northward, you spy the gleaming metal of the Colossus, a giant automaton sitting in Gurlong Bay. What a lovely view. It's a long walk back to the beach cave. Oh, gain 3 XP. Oh, each player return 1 stamina from your fatigue box to the supply. So that was, whoa, 3 XP. That's amazing. So we're sitting at 15. I'm going to really have to think about how to spend that. So what are we at? 11 and 11. I think that was probably the thing that we were supposed to get. And the chapel we got, we went down and we got the Jade Gauntlet. Anything else at the farm? I doubt it. So let's just go just real quick back to Joe Lev, and then I think we'll go to the end. We probably don't even have to go back to Joe Lev. If you have the keyword Esther, go to A6. We do. Yes, we can either rest, move to another location. Okay, so we'll go to the end. With your mission resolved, you make preparations for the journey home to Sebek, the capital of Nalos. After a breakfast of ham and eggs, you prepare to make your way south. Which titles did you earn? Read each section below that matches a title card you have. Smith's Hammer. Yes. Before leaving town, you drop in on the blacksmith's shop, but Rose is gone. A new smith works the forge. Yes, she left last night, he tells you. Took only a small pack with her and headed south. Said she wasn't coming back. You reason that if Rose headed south, perhaps she has business in the capital. Maybe your paths will cross again in Sebek. Do you have both Duntum's Abandoner and Captor of Gimlex? No. Only Duntum's Abandoner? No. Only Captor of Gimlex? No. Duntum's Return? Yes. At the outskirts of town, you encounter a local hog farmer who greets you warmly. As you spend a few moments in conversation, he mentions that a human pig thief somehow escaped justice and fled the area. He cautions you to take care on the road and bids you good day. Friend of Gimlex. Yes. The gnome you met said you could introduce yourself as a friend to any member of the Starlit Door. You take this as an invitation to join their order, though you are not sure if it is one you can accept. Can members of the Kingsguard dabble in the ancient mysteries? You can't imagine that Commander Zalek would approve. Even so, you can't help but wonder what else you could learn from exploring ancient sites and uncovering their secrets. Troll's Ally, yes. As you head south, you can't help but worry about the safety of the trolls. They will not find themselves welcome anywhere in Nalos. You've befriended enemies of the crown and let them go free. Treason is the legal term for your actions. If anyone ever finds out about your new friendship, you'll be sent to Coldback Prison or the gallows. You return to Sebek that night to find Commander Zalek unimpressed by your failure to retrieve a troll's head. Rest well tonight, he tells you. Tomorrow we march back to war. And we don't have Troll Slayer, Troll Foe, or Hated by Trolls. Conclusion. Just as you're drifting off to sleep in the quiet barracks, Commander Zalek storms back in and calls you to attention. Change of plans, he says grimly. There's been an outbreak of vampirism in Undercity. We need to stop the infection before it gets above ground. Vampirism outbreaks were an ugly sight on the battlefield, remember. The Kingsguard turned on one another and spread the infection while the Dragul cut their way through your ranks. You can only imagine what Undercity looks like tonight, with its encampments of outcasts and thieves clawing at each other's necks. But your duty is clear. With no other soldiers present, you must take up your weapons again and follow Zalek to the gates of Undercity. Each player, you may now advance your character, clean up the adventure, and save your characters. Okay, that's Adventure 2. That one went a little longer. I did kind of wander around and try to use my items as much as possible. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take some time after this is over to think about how I want to spend the experience that we got. I don't have a whole lot of gold left, so there's probably not going to be very much to get at the market. And I will clean up this adventure and get set up for Adventure 3. Already been a long video, so not going to belabor it anymore, although I am having a lot of fun, just to note that so far, 2 adventures in. Actually, I'm going to try to, I might decide to go do the side quest once, or maybe I'll wait, I don't know. Because the side quest you can do whenever you want. And you can do it multiple times during your quest. So I don't know if I'm going to do the side quest or if I'm going to go on to Adventure 3. I'll think about it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough and everything that I post on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.